What's good, y'all? It's your man DL Saint back with you for another DL Short. This is part two of the Fresh and Fit Charleston White After Hours show that was on last night. Again, shout out to Myron and Fresh. This is one of the best episodes they've ever done, in my opinion. Um, and I'm gonna do a whole breakdown of the Charleston White interview with Myron and Fresh. It was without the women, the early show. I want to break that down because I had no idea who this brother was. All I knew was of him was about the clips, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought he was just one of them ignorant dudes, bro. For real. I had no idea who he was, what he was doing, what he's been through, and what he had to tell and what he's trying to share with folks. And we're gonna do a complete breakdown. I'm gonna do that on I Really Wanna Know podcast. We're gonna be upstairs doing that. Be looking for that thumbnail. We're probably gonna do that on Thursday. But this part right here, getting back to what's going on. Charleston White was at the after hours show with all the young ladies. And you could tell he was really listening to what they had to say, and he was doing his best to share and help them figure out what's going on with the dating marketplace, the sexual marketplace, what's going on with modern women, right? So he's about to really delve into this right now. This woman is about to say, and this woman is like Ukrainian, of Ukrainian descent. She's a modern woman working hard, making her money. She's about to say this statement about women being smarter or something like this. And I just want us to watch what Brother Charleston says to this young lady. And he's not trying to embarrass her, or he's not being disrespectful in any way whatsoever. They're having a grown-up conversation. Let's check this out.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that the women got a lot smarter over the years and that they're not staying with the man and only sitting at home with their children? Only relying on you guys' perspective and only guys.
They did get smarter because today's women have less.
Thank you.
How do they have less?
Actually, today's women are like very close to, like, the gap is really small between, like, financially at least, women
But they
to
don't have any
men.
companionship.
Yeah, you're progressive, but you're not actually having families.
But you don't have families, you don't have
But
companionship.
that's the progressive part. Like how he said their sacrifices.
But what do
I'm
women?
gonna have to sacrifice a family to have a
To what
career.
extent? What do women actually want? Family.
But listen,
Right, but also like
a woman values comes from her family, not her
Thank you.
job.
Thank you.
But the
Okay,
loyalty though, they don't want to be
No woman has ever had loyalty.
mistreated. They don't want to be disrespected
That's-
anymore. They
oh.
figured it out. They figured out
Oh,
the
what?
fact that guys who can just
Listen,
go out.
if I lie to you because I'm cheating on you, that's not disrespecting you.
Really?
Disrespecting you is telling you I'm doing it and not hiding. If I lie
I
to
think that's
you,
actually really respectful. If you tell me, hey babe, I messed up.
Now that part right there where Brother Charleston just said, I don't know if I agree with him wholeheartedly. I honestly believe a man should be open. But here's the thing. If I'm with a woman, I'm not going to cheat. It's not, again, we talked about this. I've done shows on this. It's not because I'm Superman or whatever. It's because I won't put myself in a position to cheat. I know my nature as a man is to want to go out and smash as much as I can. And all men have that, right? And they're going to touch on this as well. But I don't know if I agree with what he said right there about keeping it from her, but I understand where he's coming from. Let's continue.
Last night I was drunk, and I got,
That's a
on
man
the
who
floor
don't-
with
that's-
somebody else,
that's a man who
I'm
don't
like,
respect
babe,
you.
thank you for talking to me about this. I'm really upset,
No.
but we can talk about it, you know what I'm saying?
No, listen.
You know I'm gonna be upset,
How
you know?
many children go
I'm
home and say,
valid my
Mom,
feelings."
hey, Mom, listen, I had unprotected sex last night. I got high and I got drunk. So if you can't do that to your parents, what makes you think your spouse can come and tell you the truth?
See, but that's the thing, I can do that to my parents.
I can't.
I've done it to my parents
I can't.
before, and they've been open and honest, and they're like, I'm really upset at you. I didn't raise you like that, but thank you for coming to me so we can talk.
And I get that as a dad. I mean, I want my child to want to come home to me and let me know when they've done something wrong and tell me the truth. I tell my daughter all the time, you never have to lie to me. Tell me the truth. We'll figure it out. I tell her, if you tell me, I won't be mad at you. Correction. If you tell me, you're not in trouble. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be disappointed. It is what it is. But if you tell me, you're not in trouble. But if I find out, you got a problem. Now, I mean, that's the parenting choice or whatever. But yeah, I don't want my daughter to come home and be like, Pop, I just had, I just smashed 5 dudes at the same time. I don't want her to come home and tell me that. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that. But if she came home and told me, like, I got a problem, I don't know how to stop, I keep doing this, then yeah, I want her to come to me so we can figure out how to stop it and get her some help. But You know what I mean? So I get where this young woman is coming from, but you know, it's one of those things. That's a parent dealing with reality. It's like she said it herself. They're gonna be disappointed, like, man, we raised you better, you know what I mean, whatever. But let's continue.
I tell you how you learn from your mistakes, tell you how to do better, and give you better solutions. Give you better solutions.
Our grandmothers never asked our grandfathers where they was going. Today's women want to know.
Yeah.
Where you going?
They
Communication
just
is
wanted to
key.
know. They just didn't have to say to.
Well, let me just say this: the women before you, the women before you was more focused on being women and taking care of the things that women did. They didn't worry about what men did when they wasn't around them. Today's women want to know, what does a man do when they're not with them? Where you going? Who you with?
Sure.
The women before you didn't ask those questions.
They didn't have to say.
Yeah.
They was more taken. They was more well taken care of.
Yeah.
More men died and left a home to those women. More women had their families more secure than today's women.
Yeah, but I would say they don't tolerate
if you're able to do whatever you want.
Right.
But
It's a very fast-paced society that we live in today. So
y'all are still tolerating the same bullshit though. You still,
I think
most of you
women
have been with a man who's cheated on you, right?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
You might not know about it, but you probably did it already.
So why aren't y'all in relationships then? If y'all had cheated
And still single.
and still single.
Right? He's breaking it down. He's bringing it home. Keep watching this. He's like, you know, y'all dealing with the exact same things. And he's about to break it down generationally here in a second. And that's what I'm really waiting on. Brother Charleston has some comments about the generations. Who actually was doing better than whom? And I hope it's coming up. Let's check this part out.
Why aren't y'all married like now? Why aren't y'all taken care of if y'all hadn't been with men that cheated on you guys?
I'm trying to
Because
find
cheating's
the
not
right
the
one.
only thing that makes you not want to be in a relationship.
That is true.
So why aren't you guys why aren't you guys in successful or great relationships then? What
Because
was
it's
the
not
problem?
only our problem. It's not women aren't only the problem, because relationship is about two people. Two people have to be working.
So
on
you
a
guys
relationship.
saying the women have gotten smarter. I'm trying to say the women before you went through the same exact things that you guys are going through.
But they weren't successful
They had
relationships, is what
more
I'm trying to say. They would just
going on.
shut their mouth and hold on to their families
successful in
because they didn't have a job, they didn't have a career, they didn't have anywhere to go. And God forbid they didn't have families to go back to with their.
And now we're about to get to it. Shut your mouth. They ain't had nothing. They couldn't work. They didn't have any rights. What generation are they referring to? We're about to get into it.
Right. They were stuck with that same man who were cheating on them.
So
Yeah,
hold
families though.
on. So you guys are in y'all 20s. So you mean to tell me the 1990s women kept their mouth shut?
No.
The 1980s
They
women?
did it, but they probably put up with more because
They
they
put up
couldn't
with
do
more.
it on their own.
I mean, as far as the difference of like,
The women who couldn't do it on their own was in the 60s. The women in the 80s had food stamps, welfare, Section 8, and child support.
that is true.
He got him. He got him. Most young women out here, they talk about all this the feminist ideal. They talk about, you know, women being oppressed and all the rest of it. He just got him. He's like, y'all in y'all 20s. And you talking about the women that came, what generation you talking about? He broke it all the way down. He was born in the 70s like me. He broke it down. You talking about the women in the 90s? Nah. The women in the 80s? Nah. Like you said, you got to go all the way back to the 60s to find the women that they're talking about. They never met those women. Right? And I thought this was really good, man. In the comments below, man, y'all got to let me know how y'all feel about this for real. But let's continue.
So the women I'm referencing don't need a man. They've been doing it on their own since the 90s. But they still had men who cheated on them. Most women have been taking care of men since the 80s and the 90s. You guys are talking about grandmama and them from the 60s who needed a man. We talking about the women from the 90s. My mother was born 60, never had a man in the household.
Wow.
I was born in the 70s, so I watched a whole group of women never needed a man.
Right.
But most women today are dying single with no male companionship.
Got some
Yeah,
How are they better off than the women who had husbands who helped them raise the family?
yeah, but with the
Emotional
with the
stability.
He got him. He got him. Morgan Stanley did a study, and they found that 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 40 will be single and childless by 2030. Why did Morgan Stanley do the study? Because they want to know what to invest in the future. Almost half of women at that age, that's childbearing years, really most of that time from 26, I think it was from 26 to 40. Or was it 25 to 40? One or two. No, from 25 to 40. 45%, almost half of those women will be single and childless. And this is Brother Charleston hit it. He hit the nail right on the head. And these young women, if you watch this episode, this group of women sitting there at that table on this show were listening. They were listening intently. And these women were very intelligent. And they can see like, oh man. And what it is, they got this ideal in their head like, oh, I'm gonna find Prince Charming and everything's gonna be fine. Nah. You know what I mean? Especially the guys that they're talking about. If you ever watch Fresh and Fit, they're talking about a certain segment of men. When they talk about men on Fresh and Fit, they're talking about the top tier guys. All is like most of the women who come on this show, they want top tier guys. And the top tier guys have options. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. He's like, yeah, they're gonna exercise options. Most of them do. Like it is what it is. The question is the guy gonna lie to you or not? Is he gonna tell you he's exercising options or not? More often than not, he's not gonna tell you. And if you catch him, you're like, all right, bye, go ahead. He can replace you because he is sought after. He is in demand, right? He's a commodity. Beautiful women are everywhere. Everywhere. But guys who are making 6 figures or more, 15% less. I mean, people who make 6 figures or more in America is less than 15% of the population. Men who make 15% or more is probably like 8 to 10% of the population. Women like tall dudes. Anybody who's over 6 feet in America is like 14% of the population. Women like men who are fit, right? Only 25% of America is fit. 75% of America is either overweight or obese. These are just the cold numbers. I highly suggest anybody who's on this topic to watch this particular episode. I'm going to pin it below. Shout out again to Fresh and Fit. Shout out to Charleston White. This was a really good show, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? You think we crazy? If I'm missing something, please tell me in the comments below. All right? I'm DL Saint, man. It's just been another DL Saint short. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.